Lesson 1, Bouncing Ball. It may seem like a very simple animation, but it's the core of anything else that you're going to do within this course. We're going to be using anticipation, squash and stretch, and classic frame by frame. If you can nail down these principles, you'll be able to make anything that you want within an animation. We're also going to teach you about frame rate and what that means for your visual effects. If you've gotten this far, it means you have both Procreate and Procreate Dreams. But for today, we're working strictly in Dreams. Click that plus button, and we're just going to do widescreen. This is standard for what I use, and it'll be standard for what you're using as well in this course. We're going to check our frame rate, and we're going to click on the name, not the dots in the background, because that'll bring you to all your other projects, but the name of the project. You'll go up to properties, and you're going to animate in 24 frames per second. I typically animate in 24 because you can get more of that anime type feel. So we're going to do 3 seconds. We're going to make it nice and short because it's not going to be all that long. And then your height and width is going to be normal. And we're going to ignore everything else that's on the screen for all intents and purposes. So you notice it's got really, really short. Go ahead and zoom in. We're going to create our first frame. So we're going to hit draw, choose whatever brush you want. Today we're going to be working on black, calligraphy, monoline, right? And this is very much a marker type feel. Now, before we even get started with this project, we're going to talk about something called timing. What this represents is where the frames are going to lie. So this is the start, and this is the finish. Now, if we're starting here, gravity is going to hold it. So if you think of an object that comes up and down, you see how this pen is kind of slowing down towards the end and then becoming fast. Well, what animation is a trick of an eyeball, right? So when you start at the top, it's going to kind of slow down, and then the further the frames are apart, the faster the object moves in your eye. It's a trick. So when you see a lot of these animators and they're making this line, they're saying one frame is going to be here, second frame is going to be here, third frame, fourth, etc., etc. So when we come and we do our animation, we're going to say first frame is going to be here, second frame is going to be there, third frame it's starting to fall, it's becoming faster, fourth frame somewhere in the middle, fifth frame same, but then it's going to hit the ground hard and we're going to squash, and it's going to be real quick there. I know this looks like a graph that you haven't seen since high school. We're going to use this as our format. If you don't want to drag it, hold it down, fill duration. This means it'll fill all the way till the end. Now when you draw your frames, again, you're going to follow this same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Where you see how we're kind of following those lines, then you hit the bottom, squishes all the way down, pops back up. And you'll end up with this loop. Now when you're doing frame by frame, Procreate has the function where you can bring it down. And this makes it easy to flip back and forth through. Now don't get overwhelmed. It's going to sound more complicated than it is, but we're just going to take it one step at a time. We're going to start with our ball at the top. Right, we can make it round. If you need a backspace quickly, just use those 2 fingers. Doesn't have to be pretty, just needs to be a ball. We're going to go to our next frame, and we're going to draw just a little bit further down here. And as the ball begins to fall, it's going to stretch out a little bit. And I'm going to kind of make it like an egg shape here. So this is kind of giving that gravity pulling it down. And then it's really going to sag here. Now, if you don't have onion skin on for this, onion skin is a term that's used for being able to see the layers behind it. So you see how these are purple and these are orange. Purple represents behind, orange represents in front. Click your timestamp in the bottom. It says hide onion skin. You want to make sure that that's on, because if it's not on, you're just going to see it and you're going to have to flip back and forth. It's a little more inconvenient. So make sure your onion skin is on. Hit edit onion skin, and then you can choose, which one's backwards, which one's forwards, and whatever colors that you want. Does not matter, so long as you know the difference between the 2 layers. And we're going to come all the way down. It's kind of stretched all the way out here. And then as it hits the ground, it's going to squish. It's going to get real squashed. Doesn't have to look pretty. And then kind of unsquish here, and we're going to pop back up. Right, and we're going to hit X, and we're going to bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you see how fast this ball is bouncing? Here's where the principle of 2s and 3s comes in. We're going to come and we're going to hold that side and drag it. You notice nothing happens here. Well, if you take your thumb, place it on the screen. Now when you drag it, brings it all the way over. Same thing with the other one. So what 2s means is that we're holding it for 2 frames. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you'll notice it changes the feel a little bit. You see how it's holding the frame for longer. If I was to drag it even more, you get this kind of more feel that you see a lot in anime, where they're using a faster frame rate, say 60 or more, usually about 24, and they're animating on these 2s and 3s, meaning you hold it for 2 frames, you hold it for 3 frames, hold it for 2 frames, you hold it for 3 frames. And this is going to play with your timing to figure out what your weight of your object is. But if you can master this, go ahead and turn this lesson off. If you can master this, you can master everything else that we're going to cover next.